Hey everyone,
Good morning.
how are you?
Good, wonderful.
Um, we will, I think we'll just go ahead and get started. I think there might be a few more joining. This video runs about an hour and 15, and it has the recap, but I just want to make sure I'm respectful of everyone's time. I guess to cover learning objectives quick, um, we'll be looking at major on and off-site renewable energy strategies, um, being able to propose appropriate strategies based on site characteristics and resources, discuss life cycle costs and benefits of on and off-site renewable energy, um, as well as how to use alternative sources such as district energy or biofuels, with the goal being low or no greenhouse gas emitting fuels. As always, thanks to our sponsors. Just the normal reminder and sort of magnitude of the issue we face and level of responsibility the architectural field has in this realm. Buildings account for 40% of global greenhouse gas emissions, particularly around the urban built environment. The 2030 challenge, I think all of you are pretty familiar with now. It's just the challenge to seek to reduce energy use and ideally be net zero carbon neutral by 2030. I think building on last week's, what I wanted to add to the building envelope slide, building envelope is something that we as architects have direct control over, and is also a great first step in terms of load reductions to make renewable energy systems both economical and efficient for the building. So not only does it impact HVAC and lighting systems that may or may not be replaced in the nearer term future, it does also affect the long-term efficacy of renewable energy. So with that, I'll go ahead and hit play here. All right. I apologize. I had the chat hidden and I was trying to not be distracting. There's a few quick things on recap. One that I wanted to share. And as it relates to today's topic, the AIA has their Architect's Primer on Renewable Energy. So this builds upon the video and has a great deep dive into things to look at the beginning stage. It does a lot of reiterating of the look at passive decisions first, scale to some of the active decisions, and then try all of that is in the effort of minimizing active system loads. So that's a great resource that's available from the AIA, and certainly something I think as this committee starts to look at 2022 programming, something that will inform some of that. I'm just, I guess I'm going to quickly breeze through the chat. I guess I don't know if there's anyone that has some comments or direct reactions to the video that they want to share.
I finally got my lunch, so I feel like I'm chewing for this part, of course. So I put the first comment down. This is Megan. I just feel bad showing my eating about how I've taken some, not I, but the building owners have taken themselves off of the central heating, the steam loop in the city, which I think was, I'm assuming was inefficient. It was old and it was very costly. But it was interesting to hear her comment about district energy. I thought with that in light of what we have or have had in the past available in the city of Grand Rapids.
Mhm. I know in our office, we recently had Vicinity Energy operates, I think, the steam system now. I think it's the same system. And I know they've been making investments and improvement there. I sort of had the same, I think conceptually in my mind, I think, yeah, district systems seem great. They seem like they fit more for medical campuses, college campuses, high level neighborhood design type aspects. But I think maybe the takeaway is not so much critiquing district energy. There's a size and application for everything. And it's just really dialing in the right solution to the problem.
Well, and maybe the market wasn't right. They didn't keep up. If they had done some work on it earlier, instead of letting it age and get costly, maybe
Right.
then they'd still be on it. I don't know.
Yeah, and I certainly don't know. I think Vicinity would answer that better than most.
Yeah, those were all 10 years ago, the buildings I'm talking about.
When I'll just share a quick story about district energy. Actually, when I was at Ball State, they actually converted over to 100% steam, largely because they were looking at and geothermal, largely because they were looking at either renovating an old coal plant or switching over to like the more efficient geothermal system. So they're actually 100% geothermal, which was pretty cool. But yeah, the cost benefit ended up siding in the whole district geothermal system as opposed to renovating the coal plant, which was kind of cool.
And I think as I'm noodling on it more, and I'm thinking of particularly at last week, Sustainable Business Forum had an event at which John Balzu talked about a lot of the things they're doing in this realm. And one of the things that came up is whole systems thinking. And I think some of this is maybe my own critique of the architectural profession based on a couple things in the last couple weeks, but I think far too often we silo ourselves. District energy doesn't work, solar doesn't work. Looking even at making our buildings energy efficient doesn't work because it's hard and no one else cares or this or that. And I think what I find is first we have to put to bed the hard piece. Everything's hard. Sometimes getting out of bed every morning is hard. So I don't think that is a valid excuse. I think where I was going with the whole systems thinking is maybe some of those projects pulled off the steam as well because they hadn't made the energy efficiency improvements to things like their envelope or made poor building mechanical decisions as well. So, and again, not intending that to be a debate or argument about district energy or why they did or didn't. I think I use that more as an example to highlight for us as architects. And at the end of the day, at least some of my mentors have taught me, we don't produce, I mean, it's an outcome of our process. We produce a set of documents, but ultimately our deliverable and our product as architects is a building. The same way an automotive engineer, their product is a car, and they have to run through that whole system and optimize it so that the battery that fits in that car operates all the electrical components within it, in addition to everything else it has to do. So I think it's just, I think my takeaway is reinforcing whole systems thinking, and don't, I like, as these videos have gotten into systems and they talk about, yeah, there's passive architectural things, but looking at those and understanding those is all in the effort of reducing the energy load of the intensive energy using systems, HVAC, fans, heating, water, all of that. Let's do everything we can to make those systems as small as possible. Then all of a sudden solar becomes super efficient. And I don't have it keyed up or relevant, but certainly I would encourage everyone to Google it. The Bullet Center, which has been referenced in a number of these videos, they have some great graphics of where they look at sizing that solar array. And so they show this, I don't know, acre size solar array to do the building, but they sort of walk you through the process of all the energy reduction measures from orientation and window wall ratio and all these things to get it down to that 16 EUI and get the solar array within the footprint of the building. And I think it just reinforces whole systems thinking to me of we can't operate in these silos. And by no means do I want to be a mechanical engineer, but I do want to understand enough to sort of, hey, what if I do this? What is the impact on your spreadsheet? And also, is your spreadsheet just a rule of thumb, or are you actually, you haven't asked me what my envelope is. So I'll tell you what my envelope is. And I expect that if I'm 15% better than code, heating and cooling load should come down some. So I don't know. I'm rambling again, but anyways.
I appreciated that they kept bringing that up. It's a good reminder. They just kept saying, first you reduce your load. First you reduce your load.
Yeah.
Like at every objective, I felt like it was the first thing.
And I think particularly what's interesting around the 2030 commitment is with that bug in your head, you know, to me, I view the commitment as accountability and keeping that bug in my head, like, okay, how can I'm doing this wall section. I've done this wall section on 5 projects. How can I mix this up this time? How can I make it more efficient? And sort of transform what we do. I do want to be respectful to everyone's time. I will give a quick plug. I hope to see everyone at Honor Awards on Thursday. And certainly not trying to cut off dialogue. Certainly, I'm happy to stay on if people have more questions or comments, but just want to be respectful there. So.
Yeah, I've got to hop off. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah,
It was
thank you.
very informational. See you guys.
I'm heading out too. Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah. Like I said, hope to see everyone Thursday. Have a good one.
I'll be there.
Sounds good. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Yep.